Cannot wait to see what is in store these next couple of weeks.
Well, guess what? I know something you at home don't know, but I'm going to share it with you in just a moment. I want to let you know few little tweaks to the bracket this year. Of course, 64-team field, 32 automatic qualifiers. New this year, the top 32 teams will be seeded for the first time, so that takes the geographic portion out of it a little bit more. It's a little less of a factor. National championship is going to be December 17th on ESPNU in Omaha, and guess what? It is already sold out. So the crowd is going to be incredible no matter what teams are playing for a title. All right, it's time. Texas is your number one overall seed. The Longhorns have won 6 straight Big 12 regular season titles. First time since 2013. They are a top seed, and they did it with 11 new players. First in the nation in hitting percentage too. The Longhorns are going to open up against the Fairleigh Dickinson Knights. David Wynn in his first season, he is getting the burgundy and blue to their first NCAA appearance. They also won their first NEC championship, so they're the automatic qualifier there. Next up, the Georgia Bulldogs, a program record 13 SEC wins. They're fired up in Athens tonight. Tom
awesome.
Black was the SEC Coach of the Year. Casey Evans, Sophie Fisher, both all SEC selections, and they are dancing this year. Who will Georgia face? That would be the Towson Tigers out of the Colonial, the automatic qualifier. Don Metal in his 10th season. They've won 4 straight Colonial championships, come in on an 11-match winning streak. And watch out for their defense. They're 3rd in D1 in opponent hitting percentage. Coming up next, the 5 seed in the Texas quarter, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They're led by Julia Bergman, who has 500 kills on the season.
You know, you wondered if her production would go down because they lost Mariana Brambila last season, as well as Maddie McKissick. Would everyone solely focus on Bergman? And yet she continues to produce at the same unbelievable pace. It's been so impressive to watch.
Georgia Tech is going to be facing the Wright State Raiders out of the Horizon. Head coach Travers Green in his first season. Guess what? They have won 23 matches. Haven't lost a match since September 10th against Iowa State. Their 3rd NCAA appearance in the last 4 seasons. Next up is Ball State. They played a thriller. Lost to Bowling Green in the MAC championship, but this will be their 11th appearance. Back-to-back tournaments, Ball State has been here, and their opponent, it's going to be the Marquette Golden Eagles. Ryan Tice leading the way for that team. Aubrey Hamilton had a career-high 25 kills in their absolute battle with Creighton.
Remember, they started off the season by upsetting Kentucky in Lexington in 5. You thought if there could be some semblance of consistency, this is going to be a special season for Tyson Co., and it really has been.
Moving on, still in the Texas quarter of the bracket, so that's the top left. The number 3 seed, it is Ohio State. Their 25th appearance. They're going to host for back-to-back years. Mac Pedraza, their setter, Emily Londot, picked up her 1100 career kill against Wisconsin. And the Ohio State Buckeyes, they got wins over Louisville, Minnesota, Nebraska, just to name a few. Buckeyes' opponent, it's going to be Tennessee State. TSU Tigers, the OVC title for the first time since 2007. This will be just the 2nd appearance for TSU. High Point sees their name called first time since 2020. They swept Campbell in the Big South title match. They actually lost to Campbell twice in 2 5-set matches, so a little redemption there for High Point. And High Point's opponent is going to be the number 6 seed in the Texas quarter. That is the USC Women of Troy, their best Pac-12 finish under Brad Keller in his 3rd season.
And USC is led by former Texas player Skylar Fields, who averages almost 4.5 kills per set. She's been their go-to all season long, but they are led offensively by Mia Tuaniga, one of the best setters in the country.
Yeah, dealing with an injury, hopefully she'll be able to return for the Women of Troy. Moving on to the number 7 seed, still in the Texas quarter, it is Florida State, their 24th NCAA appearance. Remember, they were the first ACC team to make the national semifinal back in 2011. Seminoles' opponent, UNI Northern Iowa, the Panthers, the Missouri Valley automatic qualifier, their 24th NCAA appearance. They had a championship record of 15 service aces against Drake, so watch out for the Panthers behind the service line. Southeastern Louisiana, the Lady Lions, they're hearing their name called, a season of first, the first Southland postseason match, the first Southland title, and now their first NCAA appearance, and their opponent, It's going to be a tough one. The number 2 seed in the Texas quarter are the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This is a hot team, Holly.
7-1 the last matches and just swept Nebraska yesterday. They are the hottest team in the country, led by Taylor Landfair and Melanie Schaffmaster at the setter.
Okay, 16 teams have heard their name called. Texas, again, that number 1 overall seed. You want to be one of the top seeds, one of the top 1 seeds in this tournament because you have the chance to host a regional. You take a look at this Texas team, though, again, the firepower is there. They're one of the top hitting teams in the nation, and they've done it with 11 new players.
11 new players, and it took them a little while to get going just in terms of establishing systems. They wanted to focus on their defense before offense, but their numbers lately have been getting really hot, and they are led by Logan Eggleston, who's just 4 years All-American, right? She is the glue to this team. Maddie Skinner has emerged into one of the best 6-rotation players in the country.
Yeah, something about Texas's offense, they are always up there as one of the tops in the nation. Logan Eggleston, a big part of that. Look, she's played in the national championship match, but hoisting the trophy still on Logan's mind, and you know her teammates would love nothing more than to help that dream become a reality. Let's move over and find out, who else is going dancing this year. We're going to go to the bottom left portion, and the number 1 seed there, it is the Stanford Cardinal. Kevin Hambley in his 6th season. They come in on an 18-match winning streak, and they've got a ton of talent and some good wins. Florida, Minnesota, Nebraska, Washington a couple of times. So Stanford's opponent, who will it be? That'll be the Pepperdine Waves. Scott Wong doing a great job. They have 4 hitters averaging over 2 kills per set. Pepperdine, a balanced offense. Also in this part of the bracket, a team out of the SEC, the LSU Tigers. Showing up, and the Tigers' opponent, it's going to be the 8th seed. That would be Hawaii, the Rainbow Wahine out of the Big West, the automatic qualifier, coming in on a 12-match win streak. That's a season long. This will be their 29th consecutive NCAA appearance and their 40th overall. And then check out the Houston Cougars as the number 5 seed, their first appearance since 2000.
It's been a while, but this has been a tremendous year for the Cougars. Despite a 5-set loss on Friday night to UCF, they claim the American Athletics Conference automatic bid as a co-champion.
Their first conference championship since 1999, and the Cougars' opponent will be the South Dakota Coyotes, 29-3 overall for the Coyotes. Moving on in this portion, possibly another SEC team, it is the Auburn Tigers. It's been incredible what they've been able to do. Brent Crouch in his 3rd season, 2nd NCAA appearance, the first since 2010, and their opponent, hey, it's going to be a tough one. The Creighton Blue Jays, the Big East automatic qualifier, 3rd straight Big East tournament title. It was an absolute thriller in that championship match. Continuing in the Stanford quarter, a lot of SEC teams over here. The Kentucky Wildcats, remember 2 seasons ago, they won the first national championship in the SEC. Craig Skinner and his team got it done.
And Reagan Rutherford has been hot all season long on the right side, that lefty. She's been playing 6 rotations, but they're led by Emma Grome, the player of the year in their conference. She has been hot running their offense.
Yeah, she has been super impressive. Another yearly award for Emma Grome. Their opponent will be the Loyola Chicago Ramblers, the 6th NCAA appearance, the first under Amanda Berkeley, their head coach. Carly McNabb, the A-10 player of the year. She had a career-high 21 kills in their champ game. Next up in this Stanford quarter, again, this is the bottom left portion of the bracket. Bowling Green out of the MAC. Lauren Hovey, 3 triple doubles this season, ladies. It's impressive. And Bowling Green is going to be facing a Western Kentucky team, the number 6 seed, who gives people fits.
Oh, they do. Travis Hudson has something special going in Bowling Green, and he has something special in Lauren Matthews. You mentioned it out of the middle. They run the quick ball, but then they'll also hang it up high, a little 1.5, a 2 ball. Really keeps defenses on their toes. It's unique. People don't know how to handle it when they get into the NCAA tournament.
Well, the number 7 seed in this quarter, it's going to be Washington State. Look, they may be riding high after a sweep in the Apple Cup. Carly Basham called it a redemption match for them.
Yeah, Jen Greeny always has her teams ready to go. She's got 5 international players in the starting lineup, and they have caused fits for all the other Pac-12 teams. They finished 3rd in conference.
Cougs' opponent, that will be the UNLV Rebels. Jenna Gabriel transferring over from Texas to be a Rebel. She's the Mountain West newcomer of the year. Moving on, it's Northern Colorado. The Bears out of the Big Sky, the automatic qualifier. They come in on a school record 14-match win streak. This will be their 7th NCAA appearance. And watch out for their opponent, the number 2 seed in the Stanford quarter. San Diego has been the talk of the town all season.
Well, everybody's been talking about San Diego. They had a great preseason. They scheduled tough. And, I think there's a big question mark. They haven't been challenged that much in conference. So people are wondering what they're going to be able to do in the NCAA tournament.
So half of the field, you know who they are. The other half still waiting to hear their name called. But the Stanford quarter of the bracket, Stanford number 1, they have the chance to host a regional. San Diego, the number 2 seed in this quarter. You look at the Stanford Cardinal. Remember, they went to 3 straight semifinals from 2017 to 2019. But Holly, they have so many weapons and key pieces that really make them go. That's why they're coming in on an 18-match winning streak.
They certainly do. They have the pieces of the puzzle they need. Cami Minor is a dynamic setter. She plays all 6 rotations. A lot of setters have been going out in the back row, but she can attack, puts up a big block. And she's so strong. She can change directions, reverse the flow of the offense, and get her hitters isolated so they can score points. Watch her push this ball all the way across the court. Locates her hitter perfectly. On the opposite, Kendall Kipp, one of the most physical right side players in the country, puts up a wall defensively, but she plays high point of attack, can hit with range, and is really developed to be one of the best back row attackers in the country. An important piece of the puzzle is freshman Elia Rubin. She won a national championship in high school last year, and she is not afraid to take big swings. She has stepped right into that Stanford lineup, playing 6 rotations, and when it counts, she shows up. Working hard in transition, taking that big swing, scoring the point for Stanford.
Stanford comes in, look at their D1 ranks in hitting percentage, kills per set, assists per set. They're all top 7 in those 3 offensive categories.
Yeah, Stanford runs through Cami Minor. She's an athletic, dynamic setter, and she really makes them go, but they've got the weapons.
Wisconsin, the defending national champions. They are the number 1 seed in the top right portion of the bracket. So this will be the Wisconsin quarter, 4 straight Big Ten titles, their 9th overall. Plus they come in on an 18-match winning streak. Their last 3 wins versus ranked opponents. And Wisconsin ready to go and do it again, right?
Got their first
moves? Yeah. Got their first title last year, and they're ready to do it again with some new personnel. So who will be facing the Badgers? It'll be Quinnipiac out of the Metro Atlantic, the automatic qualifier, their first NCAA tournament appearance. They were the number 6 seed in their conference tournament and took down the top seed. Pretty impressive. Also rounding out this Wisconsin quarter, TCU, the Horned Frogs, under Jason Williams, the former Baylor assistant, has moved over to lead the Horned Frogs, their first appearance in 6 years. They've won 8 of their last 10 matches, too. And their opponent, there's going to be a lot of purple in that match, the Washington Huskies, led by Keegan Cook.
And Washington was expected to win the Pac-12, but they faltered, had some injuries, had to battle back, ended up finishing 4th, but they have a lot of senior leadership in Ella Mae Powell, Claire Hoffman, a lot of experienced players. They could make a dangerous run.
Next up, who is it? It's the UCF Knights out of the American, and they're 3rd in the nation in hit percentage.
Yeah, because of McKenna Melville. Shout out. She leads the country in kills per set, 5.5. Yale, I don't want to help you with your scouting report. Best of luck trying to stop her.
And Katie just told you they'll be playing Yale.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's your job.
Uh-oh.
First NCAA tournament appearance since 2018 for the Yale Bulldogs. They defeated Brown in the Ivy League championship. And guess what? UCF, a good offensive team. Yale, a great defensive team. They're 5th in the nation in opponent hitting percentage. So they see your scouting report there, Katie. UMBC, the Retrievers, their name on the board. 3 straight American East titles. They swept New Hampshire. They actually led 11-1 in that first set. Their opponent, the Penn State Nittany Lions, the number 4 seed in the Wisconsin quarter, their 42nd straight appearance, the only program in every postseason. Moving on, still in the Wisconsin portion, the Wisconsin quarter. It is the Florida Gators. They shared that SEC title with Kentucky.
And Florida actually has a win over Wisconsin. It was back in September, but that was a big one.
It was huge. And, they said goodbye a season ago to Marley Monserrat, who is a mainstay in Gainesville in the setter position. They went out and got an incredible freshman in Alexis Stuckey, who has done a great job facilitating this offense. Just took home SEC Freshman of the Year honors.
Yeah, she's impressive if you haven't seen her set, too. It was beautiful in person last weekend. Their opponent will be Florida A&M, the Rattlers, out of the SWAC, back-to-back SWAC tournament titles, led by Dominique Washington, the two-time SWAC Player of the Year, and they've won 18 of their last 19 matches. We stay in the Sunshine State with the Sunshine teams. FGCU, out of the Atlantic Sun, their third appearance, defeated Texas Tech last year in the first round. They've got 10 straight wins, and they'll be taking on Iowa State, the only team this season to beat Texas, who is the #1 overall seed. First time with 10 conference wins since 2017. The #7 seed in the Wisconsin quarter, it is BYU. This team can absolutely light it up, 5th in the nation in hit percentage, and BYU's opponent, it's going to be James Madison, the Dukes out of the Sun Belt, the automatic qualifier. They have 24 wins. That's the most since 1999, their 5th NCAA tournament appearance. Colgate, hello Raiders, back-to-back Patriot League titles, their 7th overall, 7th NCAA tournament appearance, and their opponent, the Pittsburgh Panthers, share the ACC title, their 4th in the last 6 seasons.
And Pittsburgh is talented. They run a 6-2 offense. That's been the trend across the country this year. Lexis Akeo and Rachel Fairbanks running the offense, but Serena Gray in the middle has been a great addition, as has been Courtney Bazzario on that right side, a transfer from Iowa.
So you see how the Wisconsin quarter shapes up. Well, Wisconsin, they lost. It was impressive. They lost their setter, their libero, one of the best players in program history, and they've been able to put together another outstanding team.
Well, now they're running a 6-2 offense, and they've reloaded with the transfer in Sarah Franklin. They've just gotten better. Badgers block party has been happening all season long. Coach Kelly Sheffield talked about it. He says our middle blockers are relentless. They think they could block every ball, and it's contagious. Their pin blockers are very strong. They're the 2nd best blocking team in the country. They've got 4 players averaging over 1 block per set.
You see their blocking numbers on pace to be their best since 2007. This Wisconsin team is seeking to be the ninth team to repeat as national champions, and certainly they have plenty of tools in their arsenal to get the job done. We've got one more #1 seed. Who is it? It is Louisville. We are in the bottom right portion of the bracket. The Louisville Cardinals, their 5th ACC title. They shared it with Pitt. They're 2nd in the nation in blocks per set. They've got a lot of talented players, including Raquel Lothero.
Raquel Lothero, a setter who played at USC the last 4 years. Very talented. She's been an important part of the puzzle. Claire Chassé has stepped up on the left side. They lost Anna DeBeer for a short time, but she's back in the lineup, and Aiko Jones has really stepped up on that right side.
Louisville's opponent? It will be the Stanford Bulldogs, the automatic qualifier out of the SoCon, their 5th SoCon title in the last 7 seasons. Also in the Louisville quarter, moving up the bracket, the Tennessee Lady Vols under Eve Rackham-Watt. They've won 7 of their last 9 matches. Daniel Mahaffey is back from injury. Morgan Fingal is incredible from the right side. Tennessee's opponent is going to be Purdue, who graduated all but 1 starter from last season.
Yeah, but Dave Shondell got a great one in Eva Hudson, a true freshman averaging 4.25 kills per set. She's had a great freshman campaign.
Dangerous teams showing up in this portion of the bracket. That would be the #5 seed in the Louisville quarter, the Rice Owls out of Conference USA. They beat Western Kentucky in 5 sets, ended Western Kentucky's 3-year run as conference champions. And their opponent, it's going to be the Colorado Buffaloes, a 20-10 record for Colorado. They're ready to dance and face the #5 seed in Rice. Moving up, Stephen F. Austin, 7th appearance under Debbie Humphreys, their 1st since 2019. They defeated Utah Valley in that WAC championship. And their opponents? Well, that would be the Baylor Bears. They've got Kara McGee. They've got a true freshman in Avery Carlson, setting them the highest-ranked recruit in Baylor history, and Baylor is the #4 seed in the Louisville quarter. Continuing to move up the bottom right portion of the bracket, the 3 seed, The Oregon Ducks, 4th in the nation in hit percentage. They've won their last 13 matches, the longest win streak since 2012. Their best Pac-12 record ever at 17-3. Their opponent? It's going to be Loyola Marymount, the LMU Lions. 18-9 record, 13-5 in their conference. Spots are closing in. Who will it be? The Utah State Aggies, the Mountain West automatic qualifier, their 5th NCAA appearance. The first time we're seeing them in the Big Dance since 2010. And their opponent, man, there may be some relief in Fayetteville right now. The Arkansas Razorbacks.
I don't know why the committee had to do Jason Watson in Arkansas like this. They got snubbed a season ago. We don't have to live in the past, but you got to leave them to the last portion of the bracket. You got to make them sweat like that.
Not fair.
I hope you're partying hard in Fayetteville, within reason, of course.
Absolutely they are. This will be their first appearance since 2013. They're 12th overall. They've got some big stars in Jillian Gillen and Taylor Head, too, so Arkansas, we'll see them in the tournament. Continuing our way up, the number 7 seed, the Miami Hurricanes. They've won 6 of their last 7, including a win over Georgia Tech. Savannah Vach, the 4th player in program history with 4,000 kills. We're moving on. Kansas out of the Big 12, their 11th NCAA tournament appearance. They made it to the regional semifinals last season, but lost to Pitt. And this is one of the top blocking teams in the Big 12. They were the first team to push Texas to 5 sets, too, this season. Delaware State, the Hornets, out of the MEAC, the automatic qualifier. It is their first time in the NCAA tournament, their first MEAC championship since 1986, and they come in on a 9-match win streak. And last but not least, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They have won 5 national championships, the last coming in 2017. This will be their 41st appearance, and remember, they lost to Wisconsin in that national championship match last season. So the bracket is set. There are your final 16 teams. Louisville, the number 1 seed. We talked about Laquelle Lotheroe, and I've got 2 setters on the desk, so obviously they're a big fan. Katie, why is she so good?
Well, she can do so many different things, and she also had big shoes to fill, mind you, for Tori Dilfer. They went in the portal, got Lotheroe from USC, and she didn't have to reinvent the wheel here with this offense as she sets up Aiko Jones and gets the one-on-one here for Claire Chaussee in perfect situations. She has great location as she sets up Anna DeBeer here. She has been a tremendous facilitator this season. But what separates good teams from great teams is production in out-of-system situations. Passes off the net, Lotheroe's on the run. She does a great job putting her hitters in successful situations so that they can go up and get a kill. Here she throws up a nice back set to Chaussee. She makes the ball better. And then she can also impact the game defensively. She's become a great blocker in the front row. And she also makes some key defensive plays in the backcourt. Watch here. She just bodies the ball back into the court for her teammates to play. She'll also mix in a dump or 2 here or there to keep a defense honest. But she plays with urgency. She's got great hustle. Look there, just putting her body on the floor, keeping plays alive. She's allowed this team to continue to build off of the momentum that they got going a season ago in their first appearance in the national semifinal.
All right, the bracket is set. When we come back, we will talk to the NCAA Selection Committee chair about all the decisions that went into this year's bracket.